Hey everybody, it's Mark, Mark's Home Hobbies. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Um, what this video is going to be about is kind of about 3D printing and that type of stuff. Now that I have, it's also about the T-Deck, the LilyGo T-Deck LoRa radio, long range radio that I just acquired. Um, yeah, I'm still learning about that. And I'm not finding too many people in my area that are really into it. But I may pick up. You never know. But what you're looking at here, this is a case for the LilyGo T-Deck, and this is one of many that are available out on the internet in different places. I think this one was from Thingiverse, but yeah, this is the case. So when you print it, you have all these various pieces that you have to assemble, and you put your radio inside of it, and it has the various slots and holes, and it takes a couple hours to print it. This one turned out pretty good, actually. Very nice. I was trying some new PLA Plus filament, and it seems to work pretty good, right around 210 Celsius there. So anyhow, that's what this is done at on my old trusty Crazy Bird printer there. And but I'm making another one, and the reason for that is once I started looking at my other case that I made, I noticed that it didn't have all these holes. And I don't know what, I mean, I know what some of the holes are for, but a lot of these holes that are in the side of the case, they do absolutely nothing. Like this double hole here, I don't understand that. That's on and off switch. That's the SD card, that's correct. I don't know what that hole there is supposed to do. That one there, yeah, that must be the Grove port on the side if you wanted to expose the Grove port. I don't know anybody that's doing that right now. This is for the reset button right here, and what this one is for right here, I don't know. And what this one down here is for, I don't know either. But when I have a case in my hand, if I don't have a use for the holes, then I really kind of don't want to have them there, because then that would allow foreign contaminants to get inside. And plus, if you're going to make a back for a case, okay, and say this is the case, how it goes on here, I'm pretty sure this is how it's supposed to be. There's no instructions, so. But anyway, that's how it goes on. And then it goes on with some little tiny screws there. And then this part right here, which is, as you can see, has no rise to it whatsoever. This part here has a slight rise and is, slightly concave. And that fits on there, and that matches up with those screw holes. And this part right here, if you turn it this way, it matches with those holes there, and it also corresponds with that hole. And I don't know why somebody would go to the trouble of making one that sits up than the other one that sits down like that. And I don't know what the purpose of that hole there is either. And what do we do about the back of the antenna here? I guess that's of no concern. Okay. Well, anyways, those are just a few of the points that I would address on this model. And we'll just call it that, 3D print model. It's an STL file. You can modify an STL file if you know what you're doing and you have the proper software. A lot of the programs that are out there, I think Fusion 360 and Design Spark, that one does it, and I want to say Space Claim, Key Creator, probably a few others that I can't recall right at the moment, but there's a few that edit STLs now. Problem is, when you go to edit an STL, it's a bunch of triangles, okay, and they're all grouped together, and when you group the triangles together, they form out these parts, okay, and if you try to edit it, you're basically taking out a section of triangle. You're trying to edit a long line across here, or you're trying to eliminate a hole or something like that. There's a lot of triangles involved, so it's not the easiest thing to do. You'll find that out once you try it. About a little ago. And you're looking at a new case. I decided that the big old gray monster case was just too much, too big, and too horky looking. So I found this case right here. It's a slim case for the T-Deck. And then I modified it a little bit, and I took out some of the holes that they had in the case. For whatever reason, they had them in there. And I also made my own back cover for it. Now, granted, it's not that great. The bottom didn't turn out that good. First layers are always tough for me for some reason. But the rest of it turned out pretty good, and it's a cover plate. And it's an exact match for the back of the case, except it's got a little recess there for a flat pack 1600 milliamp battery. And the antenna fits in there real nice. Everything fits perfect. I mean, if you print it the way it is and you just make the modifications, or if you just download the file off of Thingiverse and you print it yourself the way it is, it's going to print pretty good. Not too bad. Now the sides are a little raggedy there, but yeah, that's what happens when you don't use supports. You know, I don't generally use supports because I don't like breaking all that plastic off. So it prints the way it prints. You know, it's nice and sturdy, and it's definitely slim. Turns it from a beast into like a palm-sized unit again. I just thought I'd make a quick video here just to show you guys what I was doing here, you know, with this particular case. And you can see it has a little indentation for the reset button, which I really like. You can hit it with your thumbnail very easily. And the on and off switch right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's partially exposed, but you can't, it's pretty difficult to hit it unless you're trying, because it's on the underside of the case. So when you got your thumb on the side, you wouldn't really turn it off unless you really were meaning to do it. And you got access to your SD card slot right there, and USB-C, and it has the battery installed and everything. I was going to put an IF amplifier in with this unit here, but on second thought, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to install it on that unit over there, which is the Heltec wireless tracker version 1.1, and I'm going to install that in there into that case, and that unit is going to run, I don't want to disconnect it because it's running right now, but that unit right there is going to run off of the amplifier and the rooftop antenna. It's already connected to a rooftop antenna right now, so it's getting out pretty good. It does not have a battery in it. It is connected right to my AT&T fiber router here by this USB cord going up there. So it's basically it's on whenever that AT&T router's on, and yeah. So we're going to mount the amplifier into that one there. I think it will fit into the case. It's just a very small circuit board. I think I showed it in one of the other videos. If not, I'll show it in a coming up video. But yeah, that's a kind of a nice little unit too. Very, very cheap. I think it was only about, I want to say 22 bucks, something like that. And it has the GPS built into it, whereas the T-Deck down here does not have the GPS, but I have purchased a GPS unit for it. And I'm contemplating putting it in there or not, which means I would have to disassemble it, and I don't really want to do that because it fits together so nice. I really like it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the other equipment. This one already has the GPS built right into it, so that's a very good deal for that if you're going to set one up for a home base, you know, as a repeater or a router or something like that. These units here, they have different roles, what they call role. Like you can, this one here role is basically a client where you can, you know, you can attach to other clients, or you can attach to a router, and that's what you do. Whereas a router is just a physical unit that's out there in the mesh, and it just relays signals. That's all it does. You can't go on it and send any messages to anybody. It's not really a, you know, like a functional terminal for you to use. It's just a You hook a powerful antenna up to it, and you hook it up to a solar panel, and you put it up somewhere high, and it just helps the network to get out, and as well does a repeater. But a router can take other signals too, and a router can still do private messaging. I think that's the difference between a router and a repeater. A repeater just specifically repeats. There's no other activities, whereas a router, I think you can do either encrypted messaging or private messaging on there, if not both. Anyways, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the two different roles. And then you have a client mute, which is like a regular client, except you're not able to really see them on any of the maps or anything like that. All the map activities are not functional. Let's see what else. There's a couple other ones too. There's ATAC or something, and that's just for positioning. There's a couple other ones too. I don't know if you people out there are more knowledgeable than me on this Mesh-tastic mesh LoRa radio stuff. I'm not a huge radio guy or anything like that. It's just a air quote hobby. It's like the rest of them, without getting too much money into it. And I think these 3D printed cases are really great. I mean, it's really nice. It's sad that they don't all come with a case that's from the company, but in order to save a few bucks, I guess you don't have to pay $80 for it if you pay $50 for it with no case, and then you make your own case. So I make the case for making a case. Okay. This one here, yeah, the Heltec tracker. I also make the case for making a case for that one too. There's that. This is also made on a 3D printer, but this is a different kind of plastic filament. This is what they call PETG, which is the stuff that milk bottles are made out of, basically, I think. It's a little bit more flexible, and it's a little translucent. You can see through it a little bit. I don't know if I can. Yeah, you can kind of see through it. You can see my finger through there. And this is the bottom half of the case. It turned out pretty good. It's it got a little bit shallow on one end there. I had a little plate was out of adjustment a little bit there, but still usable. Still has all the function, has all the holes, and the walls are they're together, and it's flat on the bottom, and it's pretty flat down there. I had the tracker guts in this case before, and I recently just took it out because what I replaced it with was, I don't know if you can see that too well, but that's wood. Yeah, believe it or not, you can 3D print with wood now. Well, it's actually wood fibers mixed in with plastic, but yeah, so if you wanted to stain that, or you wanted to make it any color you wanted, or you wanted to do something kind of cool with it, it's part wood. Actually, it's one of the only rolls of 3D printer cable stuff that I had left, filament I should say, that I had left, so I was forced to use it. I since now have purchased a roll of white, and which I wanted to say too, I went to Micro Center, and this is not a plug for Micro Center, and it's they have nothing to do with them, and for all I know, they're fine people. But all I'm going to tell you is that maybe less than 2 years ago, I purchased a roll of 3D printing filament, white or black, and I want to say it was $14.99. I think I have a roll downstairs that I can check with the price on it. I think I got one. I went in there yesterday, and it was $22.99. I mean, what? From $14.99 to $22.99? You mean that's, oh, wow, man. That's extreme. So needless to say, I was going to purchase 2 rolls of filament from Micro Center, but at that price, I could get away with just one, and I didn't really even want to purchase one because I could probably still get them for $14 off of good old Amazon or something like that. But yeah, These guys are really, they're greedflationing themselves out of the market these days. It's not inflation, this is greedflation. It doesn't cost them $8 more to manufacture that string trimmer filament out of recycled plastic, okay? TDEC is still there. I make my case for printing cases. And that's all I got to say about that. With the blue light and the change of light, this is Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. Hope you people have a great day and a better one tomorrow. I'm going to try myself. Catch you later.